Hello, Monarchs fans, and welcome to Monarchs Live. Dan Vaughn with you from here in Lincoln. Not sure why it's kind of wonky there, but let's bring this down. That'll be a little better. A little better there. Glad you're along as I bring the volume down here. And glad you guys are along as the Monarchs made it to Lincoln. Let's adjust the camera just a tad here. Monarchs made it to Lincoln this morning. You may have heard us on a late edition of Monarchs Mocha, which I just sort of stumbled out and went ahead and did today because, well, that's what you do when you're on the road. You stumble out and do those kind of things. You fight through it. I'm glad you're along tonight. We made it in about 11 hours and 18 minutes and 34 seconds. Not that anyone was counting, but somebody was. Apparently, it was me. That was wheels roll to wheels stop from Manitoba to Nebraska overnight in Kansas City. Here, hitting the cage today, and really nothing new to report, although coming up on the pregame show, I do hope you'll listen in. Joe Capiatra will fill you in on the David Thompson story a little bit more than what I've given you. We'll give you a little bit more of that on that issue, but that situation, as David not with the ball club at the moment and not with the club at all right now, and then we'll get an update on that. Also, we'll talk about the sweep that was in Winnipeg, first time since 18. I think I told you 19, but Kansas City swept back in early June of 2018 in a championship here. How about that? As the Monarchs did it again last night. Fargo did clinch. Now, my math is a little fuzzy here, and I'm going to refigure it again before we go on the air. But I do believe the Monarchs' number is 2. And that would also include a loss for Lincoln or loss for Sioux City and a Monarchs win tonight. That number, I do believe, would give you a playoff spot. Now, I got to figure the math again because it's complicated math. The magic number is easy to figure for me. It's just the secondary numbers. You're trying to figure those things out. So we'll get to that in the broadcast tonight. Also coming up tonight, I'm going to talk about the Indianapolis ABCs. I didn't know there were 5 different versions of the ABCs. We've been so spoiled with the Monarchs. We're so consistent over J.L. Wilkinson, eventually later on Tom Baird, and they were very consistently owned and ran even when they were, the only question mark was they plan a league or be barnstorming. But the ABC's name was from 07 to 1942. 5 different groups had the ABCs, including the tail end, the Atlanta Black Crackers, who came to town in Indy. We'll talk about that tonight on Monarchs 101 with DV. Also, we'll go into Indy on this date in 1941. The Monarchs will be playing the Chicago American Giants. We'll find out about that tonight. Joe will join us. Joe Capiatra on the top step. Got a great conversation with Joe tonight. A shout out to his family back in Philadelphia. And while the Around the American Association numbers, all that tonight from here in Lincoln. Nice night for baseball. A little shower, about 3 o'clock, really. There was a little spot shower, thunderstorms, a summer storm. We call them thunderstorms. Little summer pop-ups popped up, and as soon as it came by and rained real hard, suddenly the sun was back out again. There is a bank of clouds back toward downtown Lincoln, but we got blue skies above. Temperature in the 80s, very mild here, and been a nice weather week for us in Winnipeg and here. Although the rain last night, a little different tonight here at first pitch. Breeze is blowing out to right tonight, too. Pitching match of the night, Zach St. Pierre, right-hander from Allen, Texas. He faced the Monarchs last week. Matt Hartman to join the ball club today. He did not go to Winnipeg. He met us here along with Jamison McGrain. They're both here. I can tell you that. I saw both of them and did talk to them briefly, and they are here. So the Monarchs have a full cast of bodies down there as far as things are going for Kansas City tonight here in this one. Here's the lineup card tonight, brought to you by Price Chopper. Malik Smith leads off. He'll be in center. Ryan Grotjohn will bat second. He'll be at second base. Jacob Robson's going to be third, and he'll bat third in left field. Batting fourth for Kansas City, Matt Adams, who last night launched a jet engine. I don't know if you like fighter jets. You know what I don't know. Did you watch Top Gun? Did you watch the Top Gun Maverick? Well, you would have seen pretty much what that ball was. It took off, then leveled off, and just kept going. And He'll bat fourth tonight for Kansas City in this one. Darnell Sweeney will be in the fifth spot. He'll be at third base. Casey Gillespie will be in right field. Casey batting sixth. Casey's had a good road trip. Grand Slam, big RBI double last night. Gillespie really warm on the road. He's over 300 away from Legends Field. Gio Brusso will be at first base tonight. He will bat seventh for Kansas City. J.C. Escada will bat eighth. He'll be catching tonight. Kevin Santa batting ninth. He will be the shortstop. So we've got a heavy left-handed lineup, a couple of switch hitters to face the right-hander, Zach St. Pierre, tonight. So Malik Smith, Ryan Grosjean, Jacob Robson. Of course, we already had two long balls last night. It'll be Matt Adams, Darnell Sweeney, Casey Gillespie, then Gio Brusa, J.C. Escada, and Kevin Santa from here in Lincoln. Haymarket Park, a great facility, great location. Should be good crowds tonight. Should be a good series. Kansas City has won 5 in a row, and the Monarchs just came off the sweep there in Winnipeg. Still, despite warming up a bit, Fargo's played pretty well, and they find themselves still 3.5 games clear of Kansas City. But the Monarchs have a real nice gap between them and Winnipeg, and the second-best record in the association belonging to Kansas City. The one little tidbit to remember, Fargo does lead the division, but Fargo does not have the head-to-head currently. And with 4 more games to play at Legends Field, it still sets up for Kansas City. If you hang close enough, you should be fine. Charlie, good to see you, bud. How you doing, Charlie? Good man, Lincoln, right there. That's the man right there. Good to see him stop by right there. But the Monarchs are in a good spot right now with the tiebreaker going forward here in 2022. All right, we'll give you a little quick 30 seconds for questions and comments. Let me see if I got anything out there. Yes, wearing pinstripes. Got the tie ready to go. I'm ready. I had the T-shirt on earlier. I'm going versatile. I'm going. Last night was getaway day. Today is Friday night. First game in. It's button-up time. Hide the ugly neck. That'll be tonight. By the way, Sneedo, how are you doing, mate? Tonight, Kansas City is just sitting right where they need to sit. You wonder if you're going to have to wait around to the very end to do it yourself, right? Because you're not getting any help. Fargo, Sioux Falls, them in Lake Country, yes, they're mathematically alive, but are they really? You're not getting any help there. By the way, tonight, the schedule for Fargo, I believe they start, I think it's at the same time we do. I think they do. I'm going to check that here, but Fargo is actually starting a little earlier than we do, about 30 minutes earlier. They're in Chicago, which is an interesting series. Chicago, of course, lost 10 in a row, suddenly found their sea legs, won up there, and that's a pretty big series just for Chicago, trying to keep people off their bumper. It's big for Fargo as well. Maybe people think it's a championship preview or something like that, and we'll just have to see how that'll work out tonight. Again, we'll be watching the scoreboard, brought to you by Swope Health. So that's Monarchs Live from here in Lincoln tonight, as the Monarchs and the Lincoln Salt Dogs broadcast reminder coming up on AA Baseball TV. It'll be about 30 minutes from now. They do a great job here. Really solid video feed. They'll have that for you. And, of course, that will be on AA Baseball TV. AA Baseball TV. There's your link right there. AA Baseball TV for $14.99. You, too, can get the home and away ball games. And for you radio folks, which, again, I love the AA Baseball folks. For you radio folks, you want to chat with us and go back and forth interactively, love to have you do that. We'll be doing that on MixLR. That is our live chat that goes on during the radio broadcast. That'll begin in about 20 minutes from now. We go at 6:35, so actually 26 minutes from now from here at Haymarket Park. Great night for baseball. Monarchs on a really nice little ride here. 5-game winning streak, swept 3 in a row up in Winnipeg, and Lincoln comes in after winning there in Sioux City. That series was big for them. The second and fourth place teams, perhaps, future playoff opponents. Let's see how it plays out in August. But that's a story from here. You guys ready for some 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs? I think I'm ready. Let's bring this down, bring this up. Here we go. All righty. 1, 2, 3, go Monarchs. I'll see you in the broadcast. Not everybody.